Well, hello! Hey, before we begin, some things that I should probably address. First of all, this is the second video in this series. The first one covers Max, and it was uploaded to a channel that I had previously been sharing with a friend. It's called World's Okayest. I'll have a link to that one in the description. All of the further guides and reviews, and whatever else I feel like uploading, will be on this channel from now on. Second, I shall, Boyan. I shall. It may have been a 3-year gap, but here it is. The second character guide for Dungeon of the Endless. Please enjoy. Welcome to the dungeon. In this guide, we'll be discussing Sara Numas, the bounty hunter. Some spoilers ahead if you're one of the few people into the lore of this game, so be warned. Now get to your ship, get to your crew, and select easy mode because you're not a little bitch like I am. Sara Numas was a bounty hunter whose entire planet was wiped out by an infamous group of space pirates. Wait a second, this really sounds like another character's story. She was the only survivor and vowed to get revenge on the pirates' leader, a man she only knew by the alias Butcher. Sara searched far and wide across the galaxy until Butcher was finally captured. Once she heard the news, she rushed to the prison ship where she was being held to exact her revenge. Unfortunately, that prison ship was the one headed to the dungeon, and Sara crash-landed with the rest of the crew and prisoners. She searched the entire dungeon until she found Gork Korazur, who she later learned was actually Butcher. Having finally found her enemy, she successfully kills him and avenges her planet, so she's pretty much Samus Aran without bird DNA, and also there's no giant metal pterodactyls. In-game, Sara is the best door opener and crystal runner. Her stats and kit are lopsided completely towards being a mobile support with very low health and attack, medium wit, and the fastest speed in the entire game. She begins the game with Runaway, making her great at door opening and Got Your Back, giving her bonus defense. She gets Repair at level 3 but cannot Operate, and is one of 2 characters in the game with the Neurostun Light skill, which she gets at level 4. She gets Engaged Turtle Mode at level 6, and then Pickpocket at level 7. I need a drink. That's much better. The bad news is, Sara's kit doesn't cover her weaknesses at all. Sara is one of the squishiest characters in the game, making it very hard to keep her alive. Engaged Turtle Mode can get her out of a bad situation for a little bit, but not for long. She has very low starting stats except for her speed, and really can't be used to defend any position very well unless there's a tank pulling aggro. Since Sara does have the highest speed in the game, she is by far the best runner. This means that you should pair her up with a tanky damage dealer or an operator that can hold a position. This makes her really good when paired up with someone like Elise or Mormish, or even Rakia if you wanted. The problem is, you can't pair Sara up with Gork. Their custom story forces one to kill the other after 5 floors, and it's completely random who dies, so no matter what you're going to be down a character, which is never a good idea. With one less hero, your chances of getting out will be lower than my bank account balance, and I'm a college student. Late game, you should probably try to get the Skulker passive on Sara so she doesn't die to monsters if they so much as look at her. Skulker makes monsters ignore you, so just have her run around and support. If you can't get her Skulker, just keep an eye on her health because she will get blown up. She will definitely be your crystal runner, so until you have the exit ready, just have her open doors. For items, you obviously want speed and attack. Aftershave is a trinket that's probably the best choice because it gives you Skulker, which I talked about earlier. Orange Jumpsuit is a great choice because it gives you a lot of defense and more speed, and an Augmented Blade can give Sara some moderate damage. I personally think that the Rapier is the best choice, however, because it boosts your speed even more. Alternatively, you could do the complete opposite. I found out about this on the wiki page in a comment, so shout out to an anonymous user for telling people about this. These are the items that you want. Any sword, probably an Augmented Blade or Rapier, an Armani suit, and a Photon Decelerator. Now I talked earlier about how Sara needs Aftershave to be ignored. An Armani suit does the opposite. It gives Sara the passive skill Me First, which forces monsters to target her if she's in the room. Combined with Photon Decelerator, which gives her Scamper so she isn't slowed by monsters, she makes the perfect distraction. She's so fast that nothing will catch her, so if you just keep moving her around rooms, the monsters will follow her and never slow her down. This means that you can loop monsters into rooms with tons of frontlight modules over and over again, dealing huge amounts of damage and not putting anyone else at risk. It's pretty entertaining, but you certainly can't rely on it. Any enemy with area attacks will slowly destroy your modules, and then there's absolutely nothing to protect Sara. For pairing, I talked about most stuff earlier, there's not too much more to expand on. My favorite hero to pair Sara with is actually Lady Jalari Tulok, because of her insane early damage and defense. She also has the Dust Thirst skill, which lowers the dust you get from monsters, but you don't need to power rooms with Sara on your team. You can just search for the exit and immediately leave. There's absolutely no way that the monsters will ever catch you. Grab an operator or two along the way, and basically anyone else on the roster except Gork. All in all, Sara really isn't good for anything except being a runner. She's really squishy, doesn't deal a ton of damage, and can move faster than my dad when child support tries to find him. She can move faster than most characters normally can while she's carrying the crystal, which is fun, but you really need a good floor setup and some neurostun modules to make her shine. I don't use her much, but I think that the Bounty Hunter is a pretty solid pick for a lot of teams. My name is Mason, easy mode is too hard, and never forget the space pirates are hunting you. Good luck in that dungeon.